Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is US2 3c, which is a Reconstruction leaders. We're going to look into Lincoln, Lee, and Douglas, Abe Lincoln, Robert E. Lee, and Frederick Douglass. And we're going to look at their philosophies during the Reconstruction era. It's a pretty short, as you can tell, there's only 5 slides, so this shouldn't take very long at all. If you have not received a copy of the outline notes from the sub today, I have a copy of the outline notes on the Edmodo site. Just go to the folders section, look up outline notes, click on it, and you will see these notes available for you. So you can make sure you glue them to your notebook and fill them out as we do this. Alright, let's get started. So here's the title, Reconstruction Leaders. In this, the question is, what were the lasting impacts of the actions of Abraham Lincoln, Robert E. Lee, and Frederick Douglass? This is a neat little picture here. You have, Abraham Lincoln, obviously there, and you have the folks of the South who are experiencing trouble during Reconstruction. And as you can see, below him is a little bag, and we're going to talk about that little bag later, or we may have already done so, depending on which class you're in. But that is a carpet bag, and that is they're showing him as they're showing Abe Lincoln as a carpetbagger. Okay, so starting with Abe Lincoln, before his assassination, he created a Reconstruction plan. We talked about that. The main purpose was for reconciliation, for the North to the South, for the North to reconcile with the Southern states. And he believed that preserving the Union is much more important than punishing the South. Preserving the Union is much more important than punishing the South. By the way, if I'm going too fast on this video, all you have to do is after the video go ahead and look at the class notes and the folders. You can pull this up and you can actually see all the slides, and then fill in your outline notes as we go. So Lincoln believes in reconciliation, but he also believes that preserving the Union is much more important than punishing the South. Robert E. Lee. Now, Robert E. Lee, because of the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, he could not be president. And that's what I say on the second slide here. He could not be president, but he did play a leading role in the South. He was like he was the one that was he felt that his responsibility was to urge Southerners to reconcile with Northerners and stop fighting. Some Southerners wanted to continue to fight a guerrilla campaign after the Civil War. Now, a guerrilla campaign is a really unorganized method of fighting where you create chaos during a military occupation. We're going to talk about guerrilla campaigns when we get to the Vietnam War. So he wanted to urge Southerners to stop fighting, put down their weapons. Now, as I told you before, he couldn't run for president, but he does become president of Washington College. He becomes a scholar. He then devotes his life to education as president, as the leader of Washington College, and played a significant role in that college's growth and development. And today it's known as Washington Lee University. Obviously, Lee's name was included as the Washington College grew into a university. The last person we talked about is Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was a spokesperson for African American rights, kind of like one of your early civil rights speakers before civil rights was a real issue. The main issue was to abolish slavery. He's an ex-slave. He was taught how to read. He then was given his freedom and then devoted his life to end slavery and became a personal correspondent with the Lincoln administration. In fact, he was almost as if he was running a Bureau of Civil Rights Affairs, or Bureau for Civil Liberties, or Freedmen Liberties. But he fought for the adoption of the constitutional amendments that guaranteed voting rights. And in fact, not just voting rights for African Americans. He wanted to have voting rights for women. He was a strong ally and supporter of Susan B. Anthony's movement for suffrage, which we will be talking about later on during this year. He was a powerful, as I just told you before, he was a powerful voice for human rights and civil liberties for all. And those are the 3 leaders of Reconstruction, or the three philosophies that we need to learn for Reconstruction. So just to let you know, remember, Lincoln believed in preserving the Union. Lee wanted to reconcile with the South, with the North, and Douglas wanted to maintain equal rights and civil liberties for all. That's what they're going to be looking for like the SOL test and so forth. Okay, I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you.